What's good with you people? It's Lord Tool back in his house, always like a boss, because I do that, and I don't put in work in Black Ops 2 because I could give a flying fuck because it's fucking broke. But it's a good backdrop, I guess. People enjoy it, so here it is. It's a Peacekeeper action on downhill. Got the silencer, laser sights, and extended clip on this biatch, and it works pretty good for me. I like the Peacekeeper personally. I think it's a damn good gun. One of the better guns in my opinion. I was really running shotguns a lot because I could not find a machine gun that I was comfortable with. Bottom line, point blank, couldn't find it. And the Peacekeeper is the answer for me, so I use it a lot. Anyways, it is what it is. This gameplay isn't terrible. I could have done better. You know, my team could have done better. But I felt like it was decent enough to throw up there, so here it is. What I want to talk about today, the topic is technology, and are we more advanced in technology than we've ever been in human creation, right? Because the definition of technology isn't anything to do with electronics. The definition of technology is what can you create to make you more comfortable in life? That's it, comfort. It could be anything from a cell phone to a mattress to a vehicle. That's it. It doesn't have to necessarily be, you know, internet or anything like that. And I want you to think about something for a second. Okay, we make vehicles year after year, brand new vehicles coming off the line year after year, and it isn't just in America; it's worldwide. Why do we do that? If we have working vehicles now, why do we continue to build new vehicles? It's not like there's going to be a difference in the motor the next year other than maybe gas mileage. But if we have what we need right now as far as vehicles, why do we keep making them? And why do we always want the newest phone? Why do we always want the newest everything? Because if we kept things simple, then we would spend way less money, right? And you got people that's complaining about having to pay taxes on like food stamps and healthcare and state tax, federal tax, and all this. But they're the same motherfuckers that has an iPhone 5, right? The day it dropped, they went and spent $500, $600, $700 or whatever the fuck it cost on this phone. When at the same time they're bitching about you know, how much money's being taken out of their check. And I'm like this with it, okay? If you are not comfortable with what we are bringing to the table, right, and you had to get the new one, then our technology is not advanced. Because if you go back to the King Tut era in Egypt, all right, we cannot figure out how they made them pyramids. We don't know how they did. Only thing we have is ideas, hypothesis. We have a general idea how they might have done it through the food system, and we have other people that makes up crazy shit, but we really don't know the truth, right? And that got me thinking, like, well, who's to say they weren't more technologically advanced than us, right? You know, they were very simple back then. They used the sun to give them guidance for direction, when they were supposed to harvest. When it didn't rain, they would adapt to it. You know, they did the best that they could to make themselves the most comfortable, and they didn't try to seek further than what was already in their means, right? But nowadays that doesn't happen. We are way off course on what we're content with. Because if you think about it, everybody in this world is always searching for more. You want more of this, you want more of that. And you know, when does it stop? When are we going to come as a world and say, look, you know, we're complaining about things that really don't matter when there's other people in parts of the world that are 150 years behind us, right? And we're over here complaining about having to pay for, you know, other residents in our area to live and eat, right? And I'm like this with it. If my country is able to afford to help people that are not able to afford certain things that I can, then by all means I want to help. I'm not saying drain my bank account, but if taking $5 a week out of a check is going to help somebody's family eat, then I'm not going to bitch about it, especially whenever I'm able to play PS3, Xbox 360, and fucking record commentaries, right? You know, what right do I have to bitch? I don't understand these people's predicament. You know, people are always like, well, they don't actually need it. How the fuck do you know? And then they want to fucking micromanage what they buy. I've seen this shit too. Like, they're like, oh, well, they shouldn't be able to buy chips. Why? You're able to eat chips because if you didn't live where you live and you didn't have the resources that you had, you wouldn't be able to eat them either whenever you wanted to. You get what I'm saying? Like, when does our bitching stop as a whole? And when do we start focusing on issues that really truly matter? Because let me tell you something. Whenever the internet goes, when the world goes into an EMP failed system, the damn internet shuts down, we are gonna not know what to do. We're gonna be so fucking confused. We're not gonna know which direction to go. We're not gonna know shit. We're not gonna know how to get to a store. I mean, it's gonna be bad. You know, just take this for example. Like, just 20, 30 years ago, whenever people used to ring up groceries, right, they would have to fucking add that shit up right there on a tablet or a calculator. You know what I mean? They'd have to write it down, add it all up, add the taxes. Now, they've gotten better, and thankfully they've gotten, you know, systems that do all that for you. But what my point is they weren't complaining that much back then about it. But now, like, if the system fails, right, if you go into a store and the cash registers ain't working, you can't get your fucking groceries, right? Think about that. So simple math is beyond the everyday person nowadays because they don't want to. So is that a comfort level or is that a lack of enthusiasm to learn? You know what I mean? Is that a lack of enthusiasm to get better at what you are doing in everyday life? Because let's face it, man, you know, the more we get further into the future, the more the things we see now is going to be old, right? Like my daughter's 4 years old, about to be 5, and I bought her a tablet for Christmas, and she knows how to work that thing. When I was 5 years old and you handed me a tablet, I'd probably break it. You know what I mean? I'd use it for a damn frisbee. I wouldn't think to go through it and play games, you know? So say that when she's 15 years old, all that ceased to exist. All that she learned is through electronics. So when she gets older, how is she going to be able to teach herself? Because she has to have some sort of device there. You get what I'm saying? Are we really going backwards or are we going forwards? I want you to think about that for a minute. I know I might have ranted here and there, but really catch the general grasp of what I'm saying, right? And take in consideration what I'm trying to point out in my points. And let me know if I'm on the right track with it and give me your opinion in the comment section. Thank y'all.